Good morning, everyone. Welcome to class. How are you? What do you think? This is my Supreme Court robe. Now, it's not really one, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what the robes were kind of like that they wear. And this is also the kind that John Marshall wanted to set the precedent for all of the justices to wear. Now, this one, as you can see, it's got a little bit of blue to it. It's a navy blue. I don't have a black one. But theirs were black, but this was the kind of style that they were. So now you see. Okay, so today is going to be a little bit different. Remember, we have finished chapter 4, so we are ready for our review. But for the review today, I'm going to do the review paper with you. So I want you to pause the video now and print out your review sheet that's just above this video, or get a piece of paper and number it 1 to 22. Okay, and then I'm going to go through each question with you and we'll talk about the answers. So if you do this during the video, by the time the video is over and you've written all the answers down, you're going to be done with your assignment for the day. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so let's get started. All right, I'll wait for you guys to pause. Okay, welcome back. All right, so let's get started. Here we go. So there should be 2 sheets. This is the first sheet, and this is the second sheet. So make sure you have both of them. And if you don't have both, pause it again and print it so that you have both sheets, or that you have your paper numbered 1 to 22. All right, let's start with the first sheet. Here we go. The first section says, define each term. So instead of me telling you what they are, I'm going to put up the card that shows you the definition. That way you can pause the video if you need time to write down, and you can take your time to get the right wording and the right spelling. So here we go. So the first one is natural resources. So here is the definition for natural resources. Something from nature that God created for people to use. So write that on the first line of your definition. Okay? Remember, pause it if you need extra time. Okay? The next word on your paper is renewable resources. All right? We talked about renewable resources. There you go. Renewable resources. A natural resource that can be made again naturally. Look at that. I didn't spell that right. Let me get that. That looked mad. There we go. There we go. That can be made again naturally. Some examples are sun, soil, plants, and water. You don't have to put the examples down in your definition. Just put this definition down. But remember, we can use the sun again and again. The soil we can always reuse. Plants regrow, and water we can use again through the water cycle. Okay? The next one is non-renewable resources. So non-renewable resources are a natural resource that no longer forms today. Those examples are metal, natural gas, oil, and coal. There's only so much of that made on the planet, and once it's gone, no new stuff is made of that. Okay? All right. The last definition that we have is expedition. Here is our expedition. Expedition, a long trip to explore an unknown area. Now, when you guys did your assignment, let me hold up again, sorry. When you guys did your assignment, I had you go on an expedition in your backyard. And that's kind of I know you probably know that area, but we really can't go too far to an unknown area right now with what's going on. So we kind of pretended that we were on an expedition. Okay? All right. Okay, the next section says, match each name or each term with the correct definition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the word, and then we'll talk about what the definition is. So let's first look at this and look at the blue box next to it. And the blue box is all of our choices. So A is a group of people who try to solve problems. B is the top judge in the Supreme Court. C is a judge in the Supreme Court. D is rule by the people. And E is the Supreme Court oversees all laws. So we're going to go over each one of those and decide which words are which. So our first word is Chief Justice. All right. So which definition is Chief Justice? Is it a group of people who try to solve problems? Is it top judge in the Supreme Court? Is it a judge in the Supreme Court? Is it ruled by the people? Or is it the Supreme Court oversees all laws? Yes, it is the top judge in the Supreme Court. So Chief Justice is B. All right, very good. Okay. Our next word is democracy. What is democracy? Which one of those in the blue box? It is rule by people. Remember, the people get to make choices. They get to elect or vote on things to help decide how the country works. So that is the rule by people. That is democracy. Very good. So democracy is D. Excellent. In fact, I will write those on here. Chief Justice, we said, was B. Democracy is D. Okay? Here we go. I've written my answers in. Okay? All right. 7, judicial review. Oh, this might be a little tricky. Which one of those blue box answers is judicial review? I know it has to do with the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court oversees all the laws. That's right. The Supreme Court gets to make sure that all the laws that Congress comes up with are constitutional. They have to agree with the Constitution. Very good. So, judicial review. The Supreme Court oversees all laws. So, number 7 is Number 7 is E. I'm sorry. I lost track. My eyes are not working. Is E. All right. Number 8, justice. Justice. What is in that blue box that explains justice? Yes, it is a judge in the Supreme Court. Is it the top judge? No, it is just a judge in the Supreme Court. Is justice. All right. So 8 is C. Very good. Okay. And then the last one in that section is voluntary society. What was a voluntary society? Well, let's see. We've used B, D, E, and C. What's left? A. That's right. A group of people who try to solve problems. Very good. So voluntary society is a group of people who try to solve problems, which is letter A. So for that section, our answers are B, D, E, C, and A. All right, the next section is match each description with the correct person. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to show you the description, and you have to decide whether that description is William Clark, Meriwether Lewis, John Marshall, or Sacagawea. All right, here's our first one. Okay, here we go. Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. Which person in that list was a Chief Justice in the Supreme Court? He set a lot of precedents. John Marshall. Very good. So number 10 is H. Awesome. Okay. Next one we have, there you go, helped the expedition group talk to other Indians. So we know we're talking about the expedition that the people went on. So who could that be? Who is the one who could talk to the other Indians? Right. Sacagawea. Very good. Very good. So number 11 is I. Awesome. Okay. Next one. Knew how to make maps and measure the land. Now we're going to get a little tricky here because we're talking about, we only have 2 left, either William Clark or Meriwether Lewis. This is where we're going to have to be a little tricky. Think about this. You have to kind of go back into one we talked about. Which one of those 2 knew how to make maps and measure the land? It was William Clark. All right. So number 12 is F. Okay. All right. Next one. You should be able to get this one. Knew about Indian ways and how to live in the woods. Who knew about the Indian ways and how to live in the woods? We've only got one left. Who was it? Right, Meriwether Lewis. Excellent. So number 13 is G. So here you go. There you go. 10 is H, 11 is I, 12 is F, and 13 is G. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next section. This next section is to mark all the correct answers. Each question may have more than one answer. So that means we're going to have to make sure we read both or all of the answers to see, because there could be more than one with that one. So let's look at number 14, okay? Here we go. I'll try to hold this up so you guys can see it for those that weren't able to print it out. What was the important precedent set with the election of 1800? Okay, well, we have two choices. The change in political parties was not peaceful. The change in political parties was peaceful. Okay, so on this one, we know it has to be one or the other because they're opposite answers. We can't have both. So, was there a peaceful change or was there not a peaceful change in the election of 1800? Remember, it was a precedent that we still use today. Yes, it was peaceful. Very good. So, the change in political parties was peaceful. Okay, there you go. So, the answer for number 14. All right, number 15. Who did the United States buy the Louisiana Territory from? Okay, this says France or Barbary pirates. Now, you can't buy something from two different people. It doesn't work that way. Or two different groups of people. So you know this one's only going to be one answer too. Think about the Barbary pirates. Would pirates sell something? No, they just want to steal it. So it wasn't the Barbary pirates. It was France. Right, we bought the Louisiana Territory from France. So 15 is France. All right, next one. Number 16. What were the benefits of buying New Orleans and the Louisiana Territory? Well, let's see. Trade from the Mississippi River would not be cut off. The extra land gave room for farmers. Well, we kind of talked a little bit about the New Orleans, earlier, Louisiana Territory, with Thomas Jefferson. But think about that, the New Orleans, that was the city that would lead them out into the Atlantic Ocean so that they could trade with other countries. So was that a benefit to buying it? Absolutely. And then how about the extra land? Well, when we bought the Louisiana Territory, it doubled the size of America. That gave so much room for farmers. So yes, that one is both answers. So number 16 is both answers. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Number 17. What were the purposes of the Lewis and Clark expedition? To find out more about the Louisiana Territory, or to explore what was past the Louisiana Territory. Well, we know that they went to explore the Louisiana Territory. That was the whole point of it all. But did they explore past the Louisiana Territory? Yes, they did. Remember, they went all the way to the Pacific Ocean. They were the first group of Americans to go that far. So number 17 is both of them also. They wanted to explore Louisiana Territory and what was past it. Okay? All right, there we go. Number 18. What was a result of democracy? What was something that happened because of democracy? Christianity did not grow, or men had a greater part in government. Well, we know Christianity did grow because we learned about all the different revivals that happened at that time. So that's not the answer. Men had a greater part in the government. Definitely, because remember, American people got to have a say in some of the decisions on how our country ran. So, number 18 is men had a greater part in government. Very good. Okay. Next one. Why did many false religions begin in the United States? Americans thought they did not need to listen to their pastors, or they decided what to believe on their own. Well, we learned with democracy that people had a lot of choices now. They had a lot of freedoms. So they felt that they did not have to listen to their pastors, that they could make the decision on their own as to what they were going to believe. So what do you think number 19 is? Right, it's both. Exactly. So number 19 is both of the answers. All right, last section. Here we go. Write the names of each place. All right, so look at number 20. Where is number 20? Number 20, if it's hard to see, it's better to see on the paper, but here, it's right here at the bottom. And what is that? What was the major city that was right there that helped people go out into the Atlantic Ocean for their trade? We talked about it a little earlier. It was bought. Yes, it was New Orleans. New Orleans, New Orleans. Depends on where you're from as to how you say it. New Orleans. Okay. Number 21. Number 21 is that big, huge, pinkish, purplish area. We all know what that is. Exactly. That is the Louisiana Territory. Very good. Remember, Thomas Jefferson bought that. Louisiana is Louisiana. Territory. There we go. There it is, Louisiana Territory. Okay, the last one, number 22. You can see it right here on that. It's supposed to be that little black line right there. That was a river that met up to New Orleans. That river helped the people trade up and down the United States. Do you remember what the name of that river was? Very important river. It's actually kind of fun to spell, too. Yes, it is the Mississippi River. Mississippi River. Mississippi. There it is, Mississippi River. Okay, so you have all of the answers to the review sheet. All right, so if you did this with me, you're done for the day. You've done your assignment. Make sure you send it to your teacher so that we can grade it. This will be a daily grade, so you will get a percentage on this one. This isn't just a participation grade. So make sure you fill it out, send it to your teachers. And next Monday when we come back, we're going to have another review, a different type of review, but we'll go over some of the same stuff. And then on Tuesday is going to be your test. Okay, guys? All right, if you've got any questions, just email us and let us know. I miss you very much. Have a great weekend. And guess what? I get to see you guys next week on Tuesday when you pick your stuff up. I'm so excited. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.